So with no further ado, I'll hand you over once again to Norman.
I thought the mic was frozen up, but apparently it's still working. I'm very privileged tonight to be able to introduce fellow Rotarian and honorary member of our club, Brian Picolo. That's his claim to fame really, is the biggest accolade to become an honorary member of our club. The fact that he was district governor and the Paul Harris Fellow is really insignificant compared to that. I'm not quite sure what Brian's going to talk about tonight. I think up there gives it a little bit of a giveaway. I know it's hats and fashion. And one other thing before I hand you over, I'm very jealous actually, because what Brian won't tell you is that he makes all his own suits. And I just wish I could do that to save myself a fortune. Anyway, we've got no more to do. I'll hand you over to Brian, who will explain exactly what he's going to. Not Mike. Oh, no, Mike. That's posh. Thank
you. Thank you, Norman. Yes, and fellow Rotarians. I'm sorry all of you ladies have got your overcoats on, but there'll probably be a lot of hot air going on there anyway. Norman doesn't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about fashion. You can see a few hats there. I was going to have a lady come with me tonight who was going to talk about hats, but she pulled out, so I've just brought some along for you to have a look at. Ladies, or gentlemen as well, if you want to come try them on. But what I'm going to do is, some of you have heard this talk before, and I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to talk about my life as a couturier. And first of all, thank you for inviting me again tonight, and it's nice to be at my club. When I was 13, my mother had a piece of fabric in the cupboard, and I said to her one day, "Can I make you a blouse out of that piece of fabric?" And she said, "Oh, Dan, this is silly, of course you can't." Well, I don't like to be told I can't do anything. Even now, if somebody says you can't, yes, I can. There's nothing you can't do, really, is there? And somebody said to me, "Will you go on the top of the building and do a bungee jump?" Yes, I would, if it's somebody dares me. Anyway, I pestered her, and she said, "Oh, go ahead and do it then." So I measured her, and no pattern, and I still don't use patterns to this day, and I made her this blouse, and much to her amazement, it fitted her. So within about 3 months, she told all her friends that I made all her clothes, so all these ladies kept coming. This is when I was 13. I was making all their clothes. So when I left school, my father was Italian. Sadly, he died last year, but he was Italian, very colourful, and language was very colourful. And I said to him, "Can you ask Father if I can go to art college to do fashion and design?" Well, he didn't say no, but he meant no. So I went to work for the Inland Revenue. And whilst I was there, I used to say to the ladies, "If you want dresses or blouses or anything made, my mother will make it for you. If you let me measure you, my mother will make it." So these ladies, and this is how gullible you ladies are, used to let me measure them, and because I told everybody my mother made it, I was too embarrassed to tell them I made it, and I used to go home and make these. So in 1967, when I got married, I decided to go self-employed. And I can remember going into the chief inspector and saying, I'm leaving the tax office. And he said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to be a fashion designer." He said, "In fact, I'm going to be a top couturier." And he said, "Oh yes, and what do you know about ladies' fashions?" I said, "Well, for the past 6 years I've been making all the women's clothes in this tax office, including your wife's." Which he knew nothing about. Anyway, I put one advert in the local Braintree and Whittam Times, and I got so inundated with orders that people didn't think I made them. They thought it was because when they used to come to the door, I had a workroom underneath where we lived, in a basement, and they charged me £1 a week for this workroom, which I thought was extortionate. Anyway, these ladies used to knock on my door and say, "Oh, we'd like something made," and they didn't realise it was me that made it, because it was. And over the years, my fame sort of spread, and been very fortunate. I've made lots of famous people. In fact, the Mayoress of London, lots of actresses and politicians' wives, and well, everybody's important to me, so it doesn't matter who it is. I treat them all the same. In fact, I can tell you this because I know it's not going any further. I've actually been on the list to make the Queen for a long time, and I had a call a few weeks ago to say that would I ring the palace. So all I want is by royal appointment above my door. That's all I want. I don't want anything else, and then I can retire. Anyway, what I've done, I've brought some clothes along with me tonight. I'm going to put them on a model, as I did before, and I'm going to ask the hotel later to come up because I want to wrap a corset round it, as I did last time. Pass them around, look at them, turn them inside out, because, you know, I sort of pride myself on the way things are made, and I've had a few articles written about me over the years, but 2 of them will remain with me forever, which I have in a scrapbook, and one says that you can literally wear Brian Picolo clothes inside out, and the other one was in either the Telegraph or the Observer. It said that Brian Picolo is probably one of the greatest couturiers in the world, so that's why my head is this big. If you want, please ask me questions as I'm going along. Stop me, I don't mind. I'll talk about each one as I put it on the dummy. This is just a very simple little pleated suit. And I'll tell you how pleats are made. Each pleated skirt, or whatever it's pleated, takes 3 times the amount. So, like probably all of you ladies, about a size 10. No? 8.
That was years ago.
The other way.
12, all right then. It takes 3, so if you're 36 hip, it takes 3 lengths of fabric. And what I do is I measure the ladies. What happens is the ladies come to my studio. I have a studio just outside Colchester. And I've been doing this for 53 years now, so I should probably be able to do it with my eyes shut. You come to me, have a chat, and discuss what you want, and I do a sketch, measure you, I make it complete. You don't have any fittings. Do I, Rita? Make it complete, and when they come, they take it with them. If it needs a slight alteration, I do it while we wait. And it's always been like, I don't use any patterns or anything. And everything I make is a one-off, so you never ever see 2 of the same thing. But when you make anything pleated, I put 3 lengths of fabric together. All different types of pleats. These are knife pleats. They're inch by inch knife pleats, but it's all different. You sunray pleating, so it sort of starts at nothing and goes. In fact, I'll show you something later. But the way it's done, the fabric is laid on a long table, probably nearly as long as this room, and somebody stands at the end, and they have a metal rod, and it's all grooved. Like this would be inch by inch. You get the inches like this. And they stand at the end of this table with this metal skewer, as I call it, and they flick it. And all this material, by magic, just concertinas up. And it's just gently rolled and put into a tube, and it's baked. So all these pleats are actually baked in. So when it comes back to me, it's just a piece of fabric that's just all crinkly. And I just stitch it from the waist down to the hip, put a zip in, and you've got a skirt. It's as simple as that. You can see it's just a simple little, but when you, this is the same fabric on the top, but when it's pleated it looks totally different, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to pass them round, as I say, turn them inside out, have a look at them. Stop that bit again. Hello Janet, see you there? I can tell you a little story about this suit. When I was district governor, you have to go up to Ulster to the meetings up there, general council meetings. And I was doing a talk in Stratford-upon-Avon to all the district governors' wives and the district governors. And I put the suit on the model like this, and the lady in the audience, oh, she said, what size is that? I said, about 12. She said, oh, can I buy it? I said, no, it's not for sale, it's just what I do for demonstration. But at the end of the evening, I was packing up, and this suit was missing. It's bias cut, by the way, so it's all cut on the cross, and even the top, it's all gentlemen in the audience. Bias means it's all cut on the cross, so it stretches whichever way. Anyway, she put this lady came in, she got this suit on. She said, see, it fits me perfectly, can I have it? And I wouldn't let her have it. And do you know who she was? She was David Fowler, the RIBI president's wife. But I wouldn't let her have it. Anyway, getting back to this. When I make things that are sleeveless, I put little lingerie straps in. Can you see on the top here? Just a little strap for you ladies. And it just clips your bra into place so you don't... You men really want to know that, don't you? So you're not ever doing this all the time. This is all around the neck and around the armholes. It's all hand bound. I stitch that binding on there and stitch it all by hand. Everybody likes this sort of suit. That's one of the cheapest things I've ever made.
Brian, what do you call cheap?
Cheap?
What would you charge a
For
reasonable...
this? Because it's unlined, it's at 250 this.
No, you're right.
I live a lot of my life in Spain now, and when I was there last week, or the week before, I went out and bought this piece of fabric, just to show you tonight. Because I have a couple of machines out there, and I sit in the sun, not like the weather out here, and it was 24 degrees, and I sat outside, and I made this the week before last. But this is fully lined. I don't dress my ladies like this, by the way. And this little dress is all cut in the bias as well.
What do you mean by cut in the bias?
Well, it's all cut. If you can imagine, when you cut anything out, it's normally cut down the length of the fabric. But this is cut across the fabric. So when you, if you put from one corner to the other end of the fabric, you can just stretch it, and that's all cut on the stretch. And I know lots of you ladies say I can't wear bias cut clothes because they don't fit. They cling in the wrong places. But the reason they cling in the wrong places is because you buy a size too small. You see, look, the way this fits the model, it will fit bigger. But, you know, put the next size up and it'll fit you. I promise. Or if you come to me, it'll fit you anyway. Anyway, this is just a simple little bias cut dress. With just a little shrug out on the top.
That's nice. I'm alright.
I bought this material in Spain a couple of weeks ago.
What material is it?
This is just, it's viscose and polyester, really good tempered, washable. In fact, all these things I bought tonight are all washable. I have to because I give these talks, they get shabby and I just shove them in the wash. But as you can see, this is really stretchy.
It's not your size, Couturier, is it?
I'm just seeing whether I can.
And that inspired you to...
Well, I thought I'm going to Hornchurch in Upminster in a couple of weeks' time to do this talk. And if I show the old talk that I brought last time, you wouldn't like it. So I sat out in the sun and made this.
He's
And
making
same
everything
with
for
this
size
next piece
10.
as well. I bought two pieces.
Size 10 and
Well,
12,
I
you know.
bought 4 pieces,
So
but
what
I think
we
it's probably
people
made
will
the
do?
other 2 up. This is jersey, cotton jersey. It's all cut all in one piece. And you'll appreciate this. It's all in one piece. Look, it's just a complete cowl all the way down the front.
And it's quite difficult to get something with a sort of an elbow length and a longer
Yeah.
sleeve as you begin to get, like I've got the old bingo wings.
Have you?
Yeah, definitely.
But you can see it's all...
a longer sleeve or an elbow length sleeve.
Yeah. Well, this is why when you have something made, you have exactly what you want, can't you? Just very, very simple. But stretchy everywhere. Look. Catch. He's talking about knife pleats earlier. Well, this is sunray pleated. Here again, very simple style.
That's nice.
Okay. I'll just talk about this first. This is a princess line dress, which means it's got seams coming from either from the sleeves or from the shoulder. But in each seam on this one, as you can see, I put
That's good.
sunray pleats.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called sunray because it's like a ray from the sun. Can you see? And I split the lining on each one, so when you walk, you just see that hint of leg. Now with this one, I'd probably put, where is it? Just somebody try and come and fit this fascinator on. I'll put it on them so you can see what the fascinator looks like. Come on, ladies, don't be shy. Thank you. I'll try not to miss you here, I'm going to tell. That's right. The dress. Mom just put the dress on you as well. That's the type of how I put that with that Janet. Okay? Thank you very much. You can see yourself with that one, didn't you? It's really nice on you. These pleats are so baked in, you can't actually get them out. You can't iron them out. They just will not come out. It's like this. I'll show you this little dress is block silk chiffon. Wherever I go and buy fabrics these days, well, there were lots of places at one time you could buy fabrics, but because they've all diminished now. So wherever I go in the world, I buy fabric. Quite a simple style dress, empire line. As you can see, it's got a seam under the bust, but it's got a cowl and sleeves that look like leaves, and the same with the hem. Can you see the hem on there? And the lady that made the hat, she made a hat to go with this one. Look.
Oh, it's magic.
It probably doesn't look right under this light, but in daylight it's absolutely perfect. And she made a fascinator to go with it. Made in the same fabric as the dress, the small one and the large one. I'll tell you the story about the hat. I went to Luton to the block maker, because each hat's made on a block, a wooden block, and as well as the crown. And I went to this block maker, and the milliner said, "Would you like to choose the block?" So I chose the block, and she made the hat to match the dress, and said, "What would you like to call it?" I said, "What do you mean call it?" She said, "All my hats have a name." Anyway, this is called Maisie. And the reason it's called Maisie is because my mother's Christian name is Maisie, so she named it after my mother. So this is Maisie. So if anybody wants a hat, this is Maisie. Feel how soft this is. It's silk chiffon. Very quiet, it's a bit unnerving. You're all frozen to death, have it? This is I'm just going to see what I'm doing here.
That's better. See through there.
This is chiffon, and it's double circle skirt. It's double circle. Can you see? The bottom on here, can you see it's all crinkly? Well, that's called lettuce edging. And the reason it's called lettuce edging is because as I'm making it, I'm sort of stretching it like this to get that crinkle effect around the bottom. And the jacket that I made to go with the crinkly bottom here. This is velvet and satin. And in the back, I put little splits, can you see? And in each split, there's pleats in the splits.
Are you ever inspired by period dramas or whatever you may see on the television, or would it just come from your head or come from the client's head? Or all three?
Usually something triggers something off, and I can be in bed at night and I can be asleep and something comes into my head and I have to get up and sketch it.
So you write it down?
I have to do it straight away because in the morning I've forgotten that. In fact, not so much now, but years ago when I had shop, I used to get up in the middle of the night and make it because it was just so vivid in my mind, and I could never make two the same because I probably couldn't remember how I cut the first one out. But I used to do this. I can remember one Saturday night, on Friday night, I'd had this thought, I got up and made it. It was a white Grecian style dress, and I can't even remember how I did it, but it was all cut, so it was folded all the way down and down the sleeves as well. And why I remember it is because my youngest son said to my wife when she put it on, he said, "Oh, Mummy, look fat and 40. She was probably about 39 at the time. She never wore that dress. showed you this one last time. We'll show you again. This is what I call the ginger Rogers dress. I'm not going to do this up all the way down the back, it won't be forever. Yeah, that's got buttons all the way down the back. Well, it's got 3 layers of these double circle skirts again. But the back, as you said, it's covered buttons all the way down the back, all down the sleeves, and everyone comes undone. Because the funny thing these days, where most of the wedding dresses are strapped, you know, they've got these buttons down the back, over the corset, and I'll talk about corsets and all. And the brides will say to me, because I go and dress them, they'll say to me, "You got me into the dress, how do I get out?" Well, it isn't my problem, is it? Realise that you only flick that button, and it just comes undone. But it's 23 metres of fabric just in that skirt. 23 metres. And the reason there's 23 metres is because there's 23 metres on a roll, and it took the whole roll.
Brian, the gypsy community are very good at having very ebullient events. Do you ever make for them?
I have done in the past. There was a wedding, I'm going back probably 12 years ago, and they got married in Norwich Cathedral. And I went along just to see what it was going to be like. Well, all these stretch limousines turned up, all these people stepped out, you know, immaculately dressed, spent an absolute fortune. But when you see these things on television, like the big gypsy weddings, it's exactly like that. They don't spare anything, they just spend, spend, spend.
Have you made for them?
And I actually did that wedding, that was in Norwich Cathedral. And she had all the bodice encrusted in Swarovski crystal. And all I can remember her saying to me was, "It's got to be Swarovski, got to be Swarovski." And she had the tiara and had a bangle made for her as well, all in Swarovski crystal. Right, you can have a look at that hat. Yes, I think over the years I've probably made everybody that you could imagine. But those people, you know, although you think lots of those, they're rogues, aren't they? But they were absolutely charming, these people. And, well, they really were lovely people. In fact, they're still clients. I haven't seen them recently in the last 3 or 4 years. But the bride had children, and I made things when the children were bridesmaids. I don't know if I can get this one on the model. I'll try. I bought this stuff in Singapore. I think the model's got a bit deep.
Is that capable of adjustment, that model? Is it capable of adjustment?
It is, but I'm going to take it in. You heard me talk about
Carried away then.
corsets. Well, most of the wedding dresses these days have got corsets in. And you probably remember from last time I had Nutella up here, which I'm going to ask her to come up again. They've all got a corset in, and this has got a corset in as well. You can see the corset in here, look. First of all, I'm going to put this on the model and then look at it.
Take it off.
each wedding dress has a, well, these days anyway, because they're all strapless, aren't they? And they have a corset in, and each corset has in between like 16 and 26 bones in. Not black bones, this is only just a demonstration. I'm going to put this around my tail now so you can see what it looks like. This is when she becomes a size 6.
I have one of them. I was going to say, can we take one away this evening? You should have bought some. You would have made 14.
Now you look at that. Does she look a size 6? Yes? Thank you very much. Well, each wedding dress has a corset in, and they're all made out of silk, and then they're lined as well in satin. And I make this corset, and then I build the dress onto the corset.
You've got a scarf.
Running off the scarf. And I never make a wedding dress until a month before the wedding, and the reason being because all the brides lose weight. And I've had it where one bride insisted on having it made 3 months before the wedding. And I made the corset because of her, and she came just before the wedding, like 2 weeks before the wedding, fitted the dress on that fell off her. And she lost so much weight, this girl. And she said to her mother was furious. She said to her it was a dress and coat, and she said, do you think you could leave it until a week before the wedding and make me another one? She said, because I'm going to lose more. And on the wedding day, I went and dressed her. This girl, who was a good sort of 36 voluptuous bosom, was totally flat-chested because she lost so much weight just to get married. And I bet she came back from honeymoon, she put it all back on. Anyway, getting back to this has got a corset in it. And as I said, I bought this material in Singapore. And this has got buttons all down the back. I'm not going to do them all that, but it's got buttons all over the back. Little fishtail in the back. And it's actually silver lace with sequins, and I've lined it in pink, and it makes it look totally different, doesn't it? Totally different. Anyway, there's the corsets. Have a look at the corset. Try on, what do you thought, Jen? They used to, but you can't buy that anymore now. It's all polyester bone. Yes, all polyester now. You could if I pulled you in it.
Jem?
That sounds a bit wrong.
It is. It's women talk about it.
This is it's shot chiffon, silk chiffon, and it's shot with black. The inner green is shot with black. Wrong way round. The bone should be on the inside.
Oh, Colin, you must get some wrong.
You put it right the right way, Ron.
Colin?
Not that low. I think he's putting his foot down his dress. Anyway, getting back to this dress. It's got 26 panels in here. Can you see they're all little tiny panels of this shop chiffon, and underneath the top layer of green and black, I put a layer of black chiffon, then a layer of gold lame, and then the lining. So you get that shimmer effect when you're up and you're down. Then over the top of that just oh, did you see the back of that one? It's got quite an unusual back on the neck. This one, it'll probably work out around about £500 because it's still I won't pick you though, Ron.
Oh yes, I remember. You remember those days?
Come on, Alec, let's see you. Try it on, mate.
This is
It'll fit you, Alec, actually. I think it's really meant for you. Come on, let's try it. Come on, come on, come on.
This is beaded fabric. It's beaded on silk chiffon.
Oh, Jim, I thought you was going to put that on then.
When you make beaded makeup, if you cut on the beads, they're on continuous threads, because all the beads will fall off if you cut the beads. So what I have to do is I have to break the bead. I have a hammer because they're all made of glass. You break the bead so the thread is still in the fabric. So on the seams where you stitch, you can't obviously stitch on the beads because it would break the machine needles. So I have to break all the, on the seams, I have to break all the little tiny beads. And obviously I sometimes break too many to sew them all back on again. So on the bottom of this, as you can see, it's got these little tiny pleats. And these are called, it's called Fortuna pleating. Can you see it's all little tiny random pleats on the bottom there. And then on top of that I put the hanging beads. I had a young bride, and some years ago she wanted a dress very similar to this to get married. And I did all this, and I said, about come to dress her, and she said, oh no, don't worry, because there'll be so many people at the hotel to dress me. And her father was a photographer, quite a well-known photographer, and on every single photograph, one of these bees is cocked up like this, because they hadn't seen it, and it's all cocked up on every photograph. It's me being me. Big Maz had to tell her, didn't I? So she's not very happy with the photograph. She's probably forgotten about it now, she's got 2 or 3 children.
How long will it take to do all those beads?
Well, the fabric is beaded anyway, so, but the hanging beads, it probably takes a day to do the hanging beads, because they're all strung individually. I have made dresses that are beaded all by hand. I can't do it all at once, it takes me about a week just to do a bodice. They're quite heavy.
and they turned to the
Well, mate, don't make me so I lose me. Don't do it! Go on, squeeze it on.
I meant this the last day. I don't know what I was going to say.
If I got this on this week, if I can get this on, I'll be able to have it.
So the border should be around the bottom. It's, they're all black little beads on silk, chiffon, and you can see it's got one or two red roses embroidered on. But because it's the border, that is how it should be, around the bottom, because I've done it all the way down the front. Do you remember some years ago Princess Diana had a white beaded jacket that was cut up into the neck? Yes. Obviously copied my design because I made this before she had that. But I did that down the back of her. Anyway, come have a look at this. I'm not going to take this off tomorrow.
No, you wouldn't be able to if she didn't have to.
As I said earlier, I've been doing this now for 53 years. I'm still working, but most of the time in Spain now.
Ryan, you got a new model?
I think we should come out then, round that
This one's too big.
Maybe in the audience tonight that could model for me. Couldn't you, Rita?
Go on, Els. Go on, Els. That's big.
I think
Well done.
you should see Rita's trouser suit. Come on, Rita, show us your trouser suit.
Oh, is this one for your creation?
Rita had this made a few weeks ago now, didn't you, Rita?
Yeah.
Doesn't she look
Els, they want it over there. Oh, they want it. So comfortable.
Is it? Good.
It really is. It's really, really comfortable.
And all the stripes match.
It does.
I can tell you the story about stripes, and you probably remember this from last time.
Okay.
Both my sons are barristers, and when the youngest one was called to the bar, he said to me, "Oh, Dad, I'm going to have a suit made in Savile Row." "What do you want to go to Savile Row for?" I said, "I can make you a suit." He said, "Oh no, I want a proper one." Well, I never let him forget that, because he had this suit made, extortionate prices, and this for 3 times more now, but he had this suit made, and he came, it was a Saturday morning, I can remember he came in and said, "Got my suit, Dad, what do you think?" I said, "Well, put it on and I'll tell you," and he put this suit on and fitted him quite nicely, but it was a pinstripe, similar to this, similar to Rita's, and I said, "Oh, it's a pity about the shoulders, isn't it?" So he said, "What's the matter with the shoulders?" Not one stripe actually matched, but he said, "If you look, if there's any men who got suits on the audience, have a look at the stripes. They should all match all over everywhere, down the pockets. But this suit from
Look at yours,
not
Alec.
one stripe matched on the shoulder. Because it don't cut match, as I cut it originally, usually they don't do that."
No.
Anyway, as I said, I'm still working when I think I will, and
No, they can't match.
all my ladies are special to me.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
As you are, really special club to me, and thank you for inviting me tonight, and thank you for a lovely meal. And I hope I haven't bored you to tears. Look at those hats, because they are exquisite, and they're all, I found this new milliner who does all these hats for hire, and they're quite reasonable to hire as well.
You make ties, Brian? Serious question. I've seen you looking at your tie. I said, do you make them?
I could do. I have made time. I didn't make this one.
Thank you very much, Brian. Before you sit down, any questions?
Yeah, do they do them bigger?
Does the fabric that you see inspire you to the shape?
When I saw those 2 pieces of Spain. I knew exactly, when I saw them, I knew exactly what I was going to do.
And you do that by memory, obviously.
Yes, I was walking around and saw, because I go to the different places, not many places sell fabric now. In fact, there's, well now, when I go to London, if I take clients to London, I don't buy fabric as such anymore to stock. There's no need anymore, so there's so much stock. Yes. I take them up to a place in London called Joel. And it's in Edgware Road, it's not Edgware Road.
I know that.
You know Joel?
Yes.
You have a one-to-one service in there. They have literally millions of rolls of fabric. So I take my clients there and they'll tell me roughly what they want before we go up there. So you bet your line when we get up there, they change their mind because they see a different fabric and then it's trying to design it. So yes, the fabric is designed.
Right, is any one fabric worse than the others for making up?
It never bothers me any fabric, but I won't work on silk chiffon. Silk velvet. The reason being, not because I can't use it, it's just that when you sit down it goes white. And it just only lady that all the silk velvet or not in her comments. And she went to house and goes to the dinner. And she bought the silk velvet and the suit that she made it on white. It's a clothing velvet, white. And she went back to the shop and they said, their words, not mine. Molly, you must have a hot bottom, you can see on plastic chairs. So I've been to your house and saw on leather suit. Anyway, it never comes to mind. And I said from that day
You've been making it for, as you say, 53 years. Do you have any aspiration of something else you really want to make before you give up?
No, I just want that by royal appointment.
I'll try and put a word in for you.
Okay.
Where in Spain?
Just west of Malaga.
Oh, right.
So in Spain I work with cabaret stars and do you remember years ago Andy Ross, he used to be the band leader on Come Dancing?
Yes.
Well, he lives quite near where I go in Spain, and because he introduces me to all these stars, so I had this unfortunate job of making dresses for them. they invite me to all the shows, so it's really lovely, you know, when you're sitting there and you can see my outfit up on the stage there. It's really lovely, really lovely. So I had a really boring life. No, it's the best life I've ever had. I've enjoyed every single minute of my working life. I've never been bored, I've never been fed up. Everything's a challenge to me. And if somebody said to me, one of you ladies said, I'm getting married in a couple of days' time, I haven't got a dress, I'd make it very nice.
Just remember, I'm not getting married yet.
Not getting married again.
Two of us.
Has the fashion industry changed as far as you're concerned? There's two ready-mades now take most of the market, and there's not much proportion-wise for folk dresses outdoors.
Well, they made and it's cheap. Well, I don't really think that because you can go and buy something off the pick, £300 or £400 for a suit or something you end up with. And I could make it really cheap. I mean, it's the same with wedding dresses. I get brides that have been to London and they've been trying dresses on that's of £8,000. Well, my wedding dresses are £8,000 and they start at £850. I wouldn't charge you
Any more questions? Any more questions for Brian? If there's no more questions, it's my falls upon me to give the vote of thanks to Brian once again for coming along and educating us all, particularly the men amongst us, as to how these things work. I think we know very little about things, even technical things like microphones, which is now defining it. So thank you, Brian, for doing that once again, and model as well, and giving us an excellent display tonight. So could you please thank Brian?